What's up, my XRP brothers from another mother and my cute XRP sisters? This is Rob with the Rob 007 channel coming to you from beautiful Venice Island. Absolutely stunning day here on Venice Island. Just that perfect weather. Absolutely 5 out of 5. And I got a mammoth episode for you guys today, so I got to talk fast. And the title of this episode is Let the XRP Game of Thrones Begin. Era of Speculation is ending. A $25 XRP incoming fast and furious, and here's why. An easy $25 XRP. Watch this episode to the end. Thank you as always. Last episode got 14,000 views, over 1,000 likes, and welcome my new 100 subscribers. Appreciate each and every one of you, but indeed, if you are new to this channel, if you would hit the subscribe button to subscribe, the bell for notification, that like button, tap it, slap it, whatever you are feeling for a Thursday. Friday? Thursday. I'm getting ahead of my skis. One more day. And also, if you do Twitter, follow me at Rob, XRP007. Love my XRP Twitter family. And don't forget about the fine folks at iTrustCapital. My top place, one of my top 3 places to custody. 1, you have 0 fees. 2, that's on custody. Custody for free. Can you believe that? 1% when you execute a trade, that actually crushes the likes of the exchanges. And then when you sign up, you get a $100 signing bonus. Yes, that's a Ben Franklin. Links in the description. You got to use the code ROB007 in order to get that Ben Franklin. And also in the future, they will be bringing out, in a not too distant future, an ROI on your XRP, and you can custody your XRP over there as well. And don't forget about the fine folks at Kraken. They have sweetened the pot. That $75 is now $150 signing bonus when you sign up. Links in the description as well. They are my favorite. I had up to 8 exchanges. I guess I still have all of them, but I dwindled off my XRP just basically on 3. They are my top exchange, excuse that. And also, don't forget about the fine folks at Caleb and Brown. Looking forward, I got a couple of questions I will be asking them in the not too distant future. Yes, they have 0 custody fees as well, and you can actually pick up a phone and call your broker when you're ready to execute a trade. And that's the big reason. I just moved some over there just the other day, and I'm actually, yesterday I took the day off just to arrange my chessboard, get all my pieces in place before we do enter the banana zone. I should be done by Saturday. But yeah, when we do enter the banana zone, you can actually have your sell orders in there. It takes about 48 hours to get KYC done there. Tell them Rob sent you. Love Caleb and Brown. And also, if you want to get an ROI, this is my top dog right here. It's when it comes to custody. It also includes the ROI because you get the highest level institutional grade custody. Just email me your name and number and a good time to call. I am so excited about this. I sleep so well. It's not the ROI part. It's just being able to finally sleep well at night. This is where I put the bulk of my XRP. And a disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. This channel is for educational entertainment purposes only. And a shout out to Eli, who is from Barbados. Be still my Caribbean heart. And he now calls Ontario, Canada home. How do you do that? How do you go from this beautiful tropic climate up to there? And I would not last very long. And congratulations on a great bag of XRP then. And congratulations on that. And also in the comments, bad LMNOP says, he says, you cannot take off XRP from iTrust. Yeah, a good point. Currently right now, and they did this for protection purposes, and I was actually really happy that they had it this way, that you can kind of go crypto, so you can send your crypto over to iTrust, but you can only go crypto to fiat. And the reason why they mitigated the risk of someone hacking and draining your account from crypto to crypto. However, it looks like they're going to be changing this. I anticipate they will, and it's just basically because of demand. So yes, currently it is that way. So I do have iTrust. I do have XRP to have over there for that purpose for when I scale out as well. So keep that in mind. But yes, it looks like they're going to be adding that. Also in the comments, Paul says HBAR ETF went live the other day, and now that it's in red. He says he thinks people are putting too much hope into the XRP spot ETF. Yes, one could conclude that, but also this is my observation on this, not financial advice. I think the appetite for XRP, like if you think about it, go around in your town, see how many people know about Bitcoin. I just had like a green tea, and I put a little cayenne pepper and cinnamon in it. It found me. There it is. So anyway, go around town, see how many people know about Bitcoin. It's probably a lot more than it was 5 years ago. I actually did this in my town. There's hardly anybody that knew about it. So anyway, maybe only about 1 in 100 people know about Bitcoin. It could be more now. It could be like 10 in 100. But think about the people that know, how many people know XRP. It's probably about 1 in 1,000, truly. And for HBAR, I would say it's about 1 in 10,000, if not 1 in 20. So that's one reason. And then the second reason is, it's simple supply. It's going to be simple for me. Supply, demand. Simple supply and demand. And guess what? We're about to find out that the supply does not equal the demand. It's grown men will weep. And after, if they get shaken out during this actually really kind of rocky situation here with the markets. And in the comments, also I get this on an ongoing basis in the comments about, hey, look, nothing's going to happen until regulations come in and clarity. True and not true. Keep in mind, back in 2021, and I was a part of this, and I'm smiling big thinking about it, XRP went from 18 cents to over $1.80 in less than 90 days. That's a 10x on your money. Hence, if you put 10,000 in, hello, you turned it into 100,000. Had you put 100,000 in, say hello to 1,000,000. So yes, this bull run, if it does this, let's get straight to the title about why $25 is easy. If it does that same thing, go from 250 to 10x, that's $25. We could do it in 90 days. But I think what so much has changed from 2021, the list could go on. But I got a big episode, so I got to make this and move on. Also in the comments, Robert says, already have an XRP spot ET up in Canada. Yes, thanks for reminding us as well. So we'll see if we get to add 7 more today. Currently, we got Bitcoin. It's just ugly. 108,146. It's probably less. More is falling down more. That was this morning. It was down 3% in the morning. XRP was at 246, down 24%, 6%. Ouch. Yes, and just remember, it's just noise, and also it's just painful if you had to sell. I had to scale out a little bit today. Not too bad, but it was ouch, and I caught the bottom. Lucky me, right? So anyway, and to me, I don't care. It's just a small little amount. And also and what's shaking the markets? There's so much shaking the markets right now. We got a lot of geopolitical events going on, as well as here in the U.S. We got the shutdown, one of the major things happening. We got food stamps run out tomorrow. We got the escalation in Venezuela, that's number 3. And also number 4, as of this morning and as of yesterday with that China agreement, when he came back, he says, we now have nuke testing. I could go on about this, but I'm going to pause because I can't get it onto it. But the nuke testing stuff, anyway, and is this the last retail shakeout for the 69th time to buy the dip? Nickel Markets does a really great intake perspective last night, and he was highlighting BC backers, saying, hey, maybe the high was in at 340, we could go way lower. And Nickel Market just says the fundamentals remain the same, and so well spoken. He's got his head on the swivel, knows what he holds, and so I like that. And actually, happy XRP anniversary day. Can you believe it's been about 1 year since XRP started the pump? I will never forget it. It was a thing of beauty, to say the least. It's hard to believe it's been a year, and here we are at 245. Ouch, or 242. And 24 hours away from to see if Halloween feels like Christmas. The cryptic David Schwartz quote. And you know what? So let's think about it. Interesting things at Halloween that could feel like Christmas. Well, we got the escrow from yesterday. We got the banking license, and we got the ETFs. We'll be talking about that. John Squires says, today marks the last day for the Ripple Bank license for it to be approved. Could we wake up in the morning, or could it be later today that the Ripple Bank license and that Fed Master account is approved? That, again, I've been saying it, what a beautiful, unbelievable OMG moment that goes up there. I cannot wait to see the ramifications. After that happens, expect some really good news to be coming right along with that. Kenny Wynn, shout out to you, Kenny, says 8 minutes. This was at the time, he just posted about 8 minutes ago, which is probably about an hour ago. He says, I expect a new ticker will be released for all XRP ETFs, and that it is imminent. I like how you think, Kenny. Let's see if we don't have that by the end of today or tomorrow. If it does, I will literally kiss the ground. I kid you not. CoinSkid, for a little TA down by the beach, he says he's looking for the same thing to happen as it did back when we pumped in November. When we had a breakout above the moving average. What is that target? He's looking out for that breakout, $2.70. He says if we can't get above it, he says, hello, we'll go back all the way down to where it wicked when we had that liquidation event. This is kind of tough. $1.40. Will we go back all the way down? Time will tell. Uphold in the news too as well. This is amazing. Breaking news and a double header when it comes to Uphold. One is that you can get a loan against your XRP. That is really fascinating. That is happening already on XRP. I do not know the details. Comment down below if you've looked into the details and if it looks sweet or not. And from the Rob report, this is the second part of that Uphold news, that they are bringing out a debit card. This is really exciting that you can get one, you can get 4% on, and the other one you can get 6% on for the next 90 days. So it may take about 2 weeks to get one, but you can get 6%. I was playing around with that. I could stack a little bit of XRP doing this, so I might check into that. I do have an Uphold account. In the Rob report, for that second part of the Rob report here, he says Ripple had in breaking news, and this is really neat. Ripple says is blockchain XRP, actually the RLUSD, is going to be innovating the Ripple payments for, guess what, for charities using RLUSD so they can have real-time payments. This is really neat. This is a wonderful use case for XRP and RLUSD, and it cited a number of different organizations. So anyway, and Ripple Swell, you know what? I was thinking about Ripple Swell versus, in contrast, Bitcoin in Vegas. I didn't go to one last year, which was right before XRP Vegas, but the Ripple Swell is the 4th and the 5th. But I did not attend that event. I know that Brad did, so I'm not sure who all attended it, but I can tell you it probably contrasts very differently from Ripple Swell. I saw a little chart on there that Mickle Markets had yesterday, and it's an absolute who's who of the big financial titans at the gate coming to Ripple Swell. We'll see what kind of news we get out of that. And this is from Poolside Chat. It says Eleanor Terra. It says Clarity Act could be markup could be done by tomorrow, end of the week. That would be insane and so bullish if it is. She says the Clarity Act may be ready up to vote by the end of next week. This one goes up here. Again, if we can get all these shoes to drop at the same time, no telling. We're talking about all-time high and that beautiful thing called price discovery. Independence Day, remember that movie from well over like a long time ago? And yes, it could be Independence Day all over. What am I talking about? Well, in the news, they're talking about we have an interstellar comet from deep space that's going to be passing by the Earth rather closely in the not too distant future, and that they reported on the news that it could be an alien invasion. You can't make this up. What's the percentage chance that there are aliens on that comet or on that whatever it is sphere that's coming this way? Is it 4% that it's going to be an alien invasion? No, the expert on that said 40%. So there we go, just reporting. And did you know, Smoke Dog says, this is really fascinating fact. I love this. As we all know, one XRP is 1 million drops, which is really fascinating. I've talked about this multiple times on this channel, but Smoke Dog says, if you take 100 billion XRP, guess what? You have 100 quadrillion drops total. Can you say all the money? This was designed when they designed this. Apex Crypto up on XRP Insight says a good payment for, yeah, it says, oh, this is really neat, talking about that escrow and the news on the escrow. And we talked about it, how the escrow can now be sold. That was huge breaking news. But Apex Crypto Insight says that escrow is going to the IMF. And remember when Brad Garlinghouse was up on stage talking about the IMF? He was with a legal analyst asking about XRP, and the legal analyst says, well, you know, I'm from the legal department. That's a cat the canary moment if I've ever seen one. Yeah, could they have actually earmarked the part of that escrow for the IMF way back then? could have happened. And in the Todd report, so it begins. This is really cool. Shout out to you, Todd. It's great to catch up yesterday. I was talking about how when Trump was overdoing his Asian tour, he was taking off from wherever, and the people that do the control, to have people take off and hold those little things, Anyway, it happens that they're all lined up, but the three at the very end, what were they wearing? Yellow, green, and purple, as in So It Begins with Bearable Bull. Interesting. The things are just like, you can't make this stuff up. Is that just a coincidence? I don't think so. There are no such things as coincidences. Altcoins this is from Weimar X. Altcoins formed a bullish cross. I reported on it in the last episode as well. And he says everything is about to leap into alt season, citing 2017, that bull cross in 2021, and now we have it in 2025. Let's put the F in fun in XRP this alt season, shall we? And this is huge with a Y, by the way. This is from my financial advisor, David Schwartz. It says Ripple has the right to sell escrow. And that's all, and that it could be already pre-allocated. The only caveat is that it has to be released first. But yeah, I kind of put the cart before the horse when talking about the IMF could get that escrow, or might have been pre-allocated all along. Quote of the day from our fearless leader, Brad Garlinghouse, and says, "The era of speculation is ending." Clarity, once the Clarity Act hits, only use cases will survive. Interesting. He has been on record saying 99% of all tokens will go away. Evernorth, by the way, they have launched up on NASDAQ, their ticker symbol is XRPN. That is so exciting. It says, let the XRP Game of Thrones begin. And Chart Nerd, and this is for a not so bullish chart. Well, it depends how you look at it. It says XRP goes to $27, like the bullish in that. And then he says it drops towards $1. Comment down below if you think that is possible and what you guys think about that. And as we get to the best for last, as we wrap up this episode, thinking about the hunt for October, kind of scary. Yeah, this kind of goes about the geopolitical events. You know that Russia has a nuke that's on a drone that can be dropped deep into the ocean. And apparently when it goes off, it can create a tsunami that is 1,000 feet high. If, for example, one was launched off of the East Coast, where it would move into is massive. I have seen that. And yes, I'm actually looking for the hunt for Uptober. Where is it? We only have 24 hours away. Can we get it? And like the Phoenicians, it looks unlikely. Why? Who do we have to thank? The Phoenicians? No. Comment down below if you know where that comes from. Thanks to Congress and the never-ending story in this shutdown that seems to be a never-ending story. But Brewmaster Brent, shout out to you, Brent. Did a little kind of looking up. The close from last month was $2.83. So we'd have to close above that in order to have an Uptober. Is it possible from $2.42? Absolutely is possible. You know why? Because I've seen XRP in a day with news, if we get good news, pump 42%. Where would that send XRP? Over $3, well up to around $3.40. And remember, it just takes one announcement for that to happen. And we're one announcement away from things just being game-changing, life-changing for us. And the very best for last, this is from Kichiro Fukui. It says, nope, riddle me this. This one from the XRP community is who I should thank. And he says, it doesn't matter how it happens, $50 overnight in 24 hours. This one goes up here. What would you do? Can you imagine just waking up and seeing XRP at $50 in the morning? It had been $250 or $240 the night before. And you know what? This much I can tell you. The next 6 weeks, it will all be done. We are 6 weeks away from everything being done that we've waited 6 years for. And then that is what, so it begins, it truly will. And what I'm talking about, 6 weeks from now? That's December 12th. That's when the people up in DC go back to celebrate Christmas and the holidays. And by then we should have, at the very latest, the Clarity Act signed, sealed, delivered, and passed up with the Senate and the House and all that stuff. Anyway, that will be live, and everything in between. Think about it. We got ETF approvals. They're imminent. Will we see them tomorrow? I'm crossing my fingers. We got the Ripple banking license. Will we see it tomorrow? Some say with the shutdown it may or may not happen. I'm going with the yes. I'm going with the yes on the ETFs. We'll see. That escrow XRP sales, I think once we get the Ripple banking license and the Clarity Act, and all these things could just be happening fast and furious. That Clarity Act, no later than December 12th. Evernorth and their XRPN going live now on NASDAQ. Let the games begin. And then also the G Treasury, add that into the mix. And yes, $5, $10, $20, $50, and $100 will be coming fast and furious by the end of this year. Not financial advice, but worth repeating from the Todd Report. This is from a couple episodes ago. Yes, starting yesterday with the visit into China from Trump to Xi Jinping. That was the 30th up through November 22nd, which is the ISO 222 date, that all banks have to be fully on board. XRP on the exchanges, all the exchanges could be completely off. That's really hard to kind of like wrap your head around that. But between now, for me personally, not financial advice, between November 22nd and no later than March 31st, that's when I think that the banks will start to use XRP for large wholesale payments. So yes, it's going to be a lot of fun to go from 5 to 10 to 20 to 100. But my guess, when that happens, we'll see XRP go to that beautiful between $500 and $1,000. And that literally will be basically overnight. Inbound, and 100%, I'm not sure about you. The implications of that 100% will mean, yes, you got it. Bigger boat. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.